The church was quiet except for the echo of my own footsteps on the wooden floor. I stood there in my navy blue dress, the one I wore to my husband's funeral 23 years ago, holding a single white rose. Everyone was already seated. My son Michael was up front, arm around Sarah, his wife. Their two little girls looked like angels in their black dresses. I started walking toward the family pew, the same pew I had sat in for baptisms, confirmations, every Christmas Eve. That's when Sarah turned. Her eyes locked on mine, cold as the January wind outside. "You're not family anymore, Helen," she said, loud enough for the first 3 rows to hear. "Please find a seat in the back." I stopped breathing. The rose slipped from my fingers and hit the floor like a gunshot. My name is Helen Thompson. I'm 71 years old, and that was the day my heart broke for the very last time. People think grief has a sound. It doesn't. Grief is silence. It's the way the house creaked that night when I came home alone from my granddaughter Emily's funeral. She was only 16. Leukemia doesn't care how many bedtime stories you read or how many college funds you empty. I moved through the rooms like a ghost, touching the things that still smelled like her little purple jacket on the hook, the half-eaten bag of peach rings on the counter. I made myself a cup of chamomile tea, the way I had every night for the last 30 years. The kitchen clock ticked too loud. Outside, snow kept falling, soft and merciless, covering the garden where I used to push Emily on the swing while Michael and Sarah went out for date night. I can still feel the weight of her little body leaning back, laughing, trusting me completely. I sacrificed everything for them, everything. When Michael was 25 and Sarah wanted that big wedding at the country club, I sold the lakeside cabin my husband and I built with our own hands. $50,000. I signed the papers with a smile while they danced under fairy lights. When they needed a down payment for the house on Maplewood Drive, my dream house, the one I raised Michael in, I took a reverse mortgage. I told myself it was fine. Family helps family. I cooked Sunday dinners for 8 years straight. Pot roast, mashed potatoes, the pecan pie Michael loved. I babysat every weekend so they could have a life. I was at every soccer game, every school play, every hospital visit when the girls had ear infections. I was the emergency contact, the bank account, the soft place. And slowly, so slowly I didn't see it, the softness turned into taking. Sarah stopped saying thank you. Michael stopped calling unless he needed something. "Mom, can you pick the girls up? Mom, can you loan us $5,000? Mom, we're short this month." Tomorrow, I'll pay you back. Tomorrow never came. After Emily's funeral, they didn't even offer to drive me home. I sat in the parking lot until the snow covered my windshield, crying so hard I thought my ribs would crack. That night, something inside me shifted. Not loud, not dramatic, just quiet, final. The next morning, I called my lawyer, Margaret, a woman I'd known since she was in pigtails. I sat at the kitchen table, same one where I rolled out cookie dough with the grandbabies, and I changed everything. The will, the trusts, the deed to the house. I removed Michael's name the way you pull a splinter, slow, deliberate, necessary. I canceled the credit card they still used for emergencies. I changed the locks. I packed 2 suitcases and left the keys to the empty house on the counter next to a note that simply said, "I wish you the life you deserve." 3 weeks later, my phone rang. Michael's voice was shaking with rage. "Mom, what the hell? The bank froze the account. Sarah can't buy groceries, and what is this about the will?" I was sitting on the balcony of the little beach condo I bought with what was left. My money, my name on the deed this time. The ocean was silver in the morning light. I could smell salt and coffee. I said very calmly, You told me I wasn't family anymore. I believed you. Silence. Then Sarah grabbed the phone. I heard her screaming in the background before she came on, fake sweet like poisoned honey. Helen, this is ridiculous. We're grieving. Come home. We'll talk. I watched a pelican dive into the waves. No, I said. You don't get to decide when I'm family and when I'm not. That's over. Michael came back on, voice cracking now. Mom, please. The girls keep asking for Grandma. I closed my eyes. I could still see Emily's smile the last time I braided her hair. Tell the girls Grandma loves them, I said. But love isn't a one-way street. I'm done walking it alone. I hung up. My hand didn't even shake. Some people call it revenge. I call it boundaries. Now I wake up to the sound of waves instead of silence. I garden in containers full of bright geraniums. I volunteer at the library reading stories to children who still believe grandmas are magic. I wear the pearl necklace my husband gave me on our 30th anniversary. Not because anyone deserves to see it, but because I deserve to feel beautiful. Sometimes at sunset, I sit with a glass of wine and think about the empty chair at their Thanksgiving table this year. I hope it hurts them the way Sarah's words hurt me in that church. I hope they finally understand what they threw away. And if they do, that's all right too. Because for the first time in decades, the house I live in is mine. The money in my bank account is mine. The peace in my heart is mine. I learned the hardest lesson a mother can learn. Love isn't measured by how much you give away. It's measured by how much you're willing to keep for yourself. So to every grandmother listening, every mother who's been told she's just anything, you are not just. You are the roots, and roots don't beg to be remembered. They simply stop feeding the tree that forgets they exist. The ocean keeps moving, the sun keeps rising, and I keep walking lighter, wiser, finally, gloriously free.